Hello, I'd like to introduce Gypsies Unleashed and our project to Unleash 2014. My name is Daniel, and I'll be talking you through the datasets we use to concept our design. At first, we thought of making a map that showed users' Wi-Fi zones in South Australia, although we didn't read the data correctly and found out that the data only applies to Adelaide. So, we decided to do something a bit more local. We found a dataset which had the history on the main street of Mount Gambier, and then we ran into some difficulties there. We didn't know how to implement it properly, and so we moved on to something a bit more regional and found a lot of fishing datasets, data that fishers would use. So we implemented that into a concept and found it worked. So we went with it, and I passed on my information to Joel so he could concept the design.
The document I am showing you now is the design we originally created for our website. It included a logo, a map, which subjects we could get data on, and where they would be placed in the website. It included a general structure of the website itself. The logo itself was supposed to represent a ripple effect in the water.
We decided on a website because we found that HTML and Java was a programming language we were confident with and would give us the highest quality result we could possibly create. I started with the structure, adding things like the background color, font sizes, table structuring, borders, and just where everything is sitting in general. We had a lot of problems when we were trying to center the whole website. We were only managing to center parts, but we eventually solved this issue after a few Google searches. The next part was to set up each of the different tabs to contain each of the different maps, which had a different URL. Simply, I created the code to embed the map onto our web page and copied it onto 5 different HTML documents and changed the URL of the map for each of them to create the 5 different websites for each of the different maps. I then made 5 different buttons which once clicked would switch between the different web pages. We didn't have anywhere to host the websites, so they just linked to local documents rather than URLs. Which was done by giving it a title, which meant whenever your mouse scrolled across the question mark, it would show the tooltip, which would provide instructions on how people can add their own data to our maps, so they could also further develop our map and broaden the amount of information the community could use as a whole. This has been Gypsies Unleashed. Thank you for listening.